Okay, this is the next update. So I'm trying to make some track plan modifications. This little section of mountain is removable on purpose, and what I'm doing is I want there to be a continuous loop option on the bottom. So I scraped off the ballast here, and I had a turnout in here. I think it's this one right here. But anyway, and then if you want to go up the mountain, you go down this spur. And if you want to just continue, you go through the wall and on the loop, the return loop. But basically, as soon as I did that, it says that I have a short. So I have unplugged all my feeders and played around with that this afternoon, and basically I cannot find the short, and I have taken out switches and temporarily removed other switches. And further to this, there was a switch here that I took out because it was giving me issues, and that's how this idea started. So the switch was taken out here. This was basically coming down 2 to 1, and this was a little siding. So now these two tracks will come like so. This one's the main line, goes in the wall, and then the other one would come down here and then hit that switch and go in the wall. And then, like I say, if you want to come up the mountain, in theory you would come up the mountain with that switch. So basically I'm assuming that there is a pinched wire in here, because I was using the Digitrax to find the short, and when you unplug the certain wire, the certain feeder, it'll stop chirping, and then other times you'll unplug it and it's still chirping. So I'm not sure what I did, but I know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it fixed. So for the better in the long run. So a little bit disappointed right now, as you can tell, but I'll take you to the next things that are going on. So I poured my Woodland Scenics Realistic Water kit this afternoon. I actually mixed it with some turquoise dye. I don't think that there was enough in it. It just turned out clear, but that's okay. And then there's some up here, and there's some up in this back area as well. We'll just take you up there. Just 1 second. Getting on my stool here. So I don't know if you can tell. So I need a little bit more down here. Basically what I'm gonna do next is put the gloss Mod Podge here for waterfall, and I picked up some cotton balls. So I never use them for this, but basically put the Mod Podge on there, a whole bunch of lines of it. There'll be a waterfall here, there'll be a waterfall here, and then this is a waterfall as well. And then over here there'll be another one, and then a big one there towards the lobster. So either way, it's coming out better than it was before. I don't know if you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see what was in here before, but everything held, didn't drip underneath, which is perfect. And it kind of matches, well, it does match this other lake that was perfect. So that lake was fine, but this lake was no good. So you couldn't see it either. So go back down to like my eye height, and you can see that there's a lake there without too much trouble. Obviously, to get in, Here you're not going to see that, but I think once the waterfalls are all added on there, it'll be impressive. And then I like it, I keep talking about it, but these orcas, so got that going on. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. And then over here, I picked up this 2 1/4 inch, I think it is, foam sheet. So these pieces are going to be for this tunnel. I'm like, I need more tunnels. So basically I've been measuring out, this is that Woodland Scenics riser on the back half. So this is going to be some sort of miniature tunnel because there is a turnout that goes there. And anyway, this isn't plastered, or sorry, it's plaster cloth, but not plaster of Paris yet. So I've got time to put the tunnel in. And then there's a big bridge that goes there that's 3D printed. So this section, let's get up there. This is hollow right now underneath, but that'll get filled in. And then I cut all these sections and I squared off the back. So this whole thing is removable. It doesn't really make sense because it's a siding essentially. So some of it, one of them goes through the tunnel, one of them goes in the front, but whatever. And I like how that came out. Obviously has to be plastered, but that's what it's gonna look like. And when you're looking at it down here, it's just a continuation of the other hill, I guess. So like how that's coming along. And up here where the lead mine is going to be, so I took some time to get this kind of figured out, and it's really thin here. So I've got the tunnel portals mounted where I want, but I'm going to have to use some of that gator board to close it off, and then I'll plaster cloth over top. Now this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it removable or not. It's not a big deal. This one down here, the Sherman Hill tunnel, it's not removable, and it's actually longer. And I've been able to clean in there, so just cleaner on a stick sort of situation. But this one definitely is removable, and the one that's above the lake is removable. So everything's kind of a disaster. It was all cleaned up, running nice. And of course we restarted scenery. So I'll be working on this top of this mountain pretty soon. But I want to find this short, and I want to make it so that the trains on the bottom level have the option of going up the Nolix or basically going around here in Livingston as a continuous loop. So, all right, I'll leave you at that. That's what's going on. Basically, it's a disaster. I'll talk to you soon.